There was no flower. No vibrant petals or perfumed fragrance. Only bare rock and gravel. The monk had spoken of a radiant bloom possessing mythical healing powers. But there was nothing. Confused disappointment washed over the wanderer. Had it all been an illusion, a fool's errand? Or perhaps he had climbed the wrong mountain. As he sat among the barren mountaintop stones, the cold air numbing his skin, the wanderer's mind swirled. But gradually, clarity emerged from the mental fog. This journey had never been about the destination. Nor about what he believed he might find at the summit. It was the climb itself that had transformed him, the perseverance, courage and faith it had required. The monk had known the flower was merely a device to spur him onward. Now the wanderer saw this too. Each upward step had kindled his weary soul and brought him to life. Turning his face to the sun, tears streamed down his weathered cheeks. The heavens had opened within his heart. For once hopeless, now he brimmed with purpose. The inner mountain had been scaled. A changed soul. The descent was far quicker than the ascent. Reinvigorated and sure-footed, the wanderer retraced his steps down the rocky slopes. The weary figure who had stood at the base days prior was no more. In his place, a man renewed. He moved with calm purpose, carrying with him the wisdom of the mountain. No further signs or guidance would he need from the monk. The quest had served its purpose, to awaken capacities within himself that had long lain dormant. The outer search for some mythical bloom had catalyzed an inner flowering beyond what he could have imagined. Where once he saw only meaninglessness, now he recognized meaning everywhere. Each breath, each step was ripe with wonder. He could feel life's perfection in the simplicity of this moment. The divine danced in the rays of the setting sun. As the mountain shrank behind him, the wanderer smiled. He was a changed soul. Whereas he had climbed burdened by sorrow and apathy, he now walked lightly as an awakened spirit. This transformation filled him with profound gratitude. To the monk, to the mountain, to existence itself for conspiring to kindle his untapped potential. Ahead the road stretched onward. Where it led, the wanderer knew not. But he trusted life to guide his journey into the unknown. Paths diverge. The plain sprawled before the wanderer, the mountain now a small speck on the horizon behind him. Though his physical form walked on level ground, his spirit still soared from the heights he had attained. With the monk's quest complete, the time had come for their paths to diverge. As they sat together in stillness one last time, a quiet understanding passed between them. The monk's guidance had been a gift. But the ultimate transformation had come from within. In their brief time together, the student had become master of his own healing. Your steps brought you to me so I could set you on the inner pilgrimage. Now your true journey begins, spoke the monk, his weathered face kind. The wanderer bowed in gratitude. As they embraced farewell, he saw deep wisdom in the monk's eyes. Their meeting had not been by chance. As the monk disappeared over the rolling plains, the wanderer turned his face to the warm breeze. The winds of change caressed his skin. All was new and alive with promise. With the infinite sky as his guide, he took the first steps forward. The spirit knows which way to go when the heart is open. His feet followed its prompts into the unknown. First steps. The wanderer savored the warmth of the rising sun on his face. The new day's light filled him with childlike wonder, as though seeing its beauty for the first time. His old life of aimless drifting seemed a distant memory now. In its place, a sense of passionate purpose quickened his every step. The mountain had awakened within him an awareness of each moment being a gift. How many such precious moments had he squandered in his years of detachment? No more. Looking back, the arduous climb to the barren summit was but the catalyst. It had jolted him out of stagnation, compelling him to move, if only at first externally. Motion had kindled inner motion. Now, the fire of aliveness burned brightly within. He knew not where he headed, only that he must keep stoking these flickering flames through action, when clouds of doubt or inertia arose. He breathed deeply to clear the sky. Then planted one foot firmly in front of the other once again. For this was the surest path to growth and self-realization. The wanderer's smile broadened as he walked on with renewed purpose. The journey stretched before him, each step a new beginning. Pausing to reflect. The wanderer's footsteps had carried him far and wide since bidding the monk farewell. Through verdant valleys and across barren plains he had trekked. Each day spurred by an urge to move, to grow, to fully inhabit each moment. Now, pausing beneath the boughs of a towering oak, he closed his eyes and stilled himself. How important it was to balance outer movement with inner reflection. In the silence, his mind returned to the mountain that had set everything in motion. That arduous trial had been an inflection point, awakening his stagnant soul. Never again could he regress to who he had been. The experience had profound lessons to impart. On fortitude, on faith, on the reservoirs of inner strength that emerge in times of tribulation. Like a phoenix rising from ash, he had emerged renewed. End of Part 2.